Aloha, familia. Check on in. So good to see all of you beautiful people. What's up? Mama Boom Bam, Dolly, Faith New Earth, Crystal, Ronnie, Mylene, Aaron, Shannon. What's up, familia? Pinata, CA Hummingbird. Beautiful people in the chat. You were meant to click on this video. Your timeline is instantly going to be shifted now. We were destined to have this conversation today. So please put a like on the video if you are ready to shift timelines instantly. It's going to happen right now. Because you know what? You know deep inside of yourself that you are destined for greatness. You know there is greater. There is much greater than you were told of this reality. Welcome to the theater of mirrors. So the mirrors are all around you. That's why I actually have a mirror reflection outfit on, because this is the understanding that you need today to instantly shift timelines, okay? This mirror analogy is going to help you understand how this holographic reality works so that you, dear one, can take your power back inside of yourself. That is what the ascension is all about. That is how you ascend, is you get out of the trapped time loops, the false illusionary mirrors, and you move into the higher dimensional fields where the things around you start to shift, coming from the internal reflection. So this is powerful. This is huge. This is going to shift your timeline. So please put a like on the video if you are ready to shift your timeline instantly. After this video, you will be in a new timeline. There is no going back. I just want to put a warning. If you're not ready to shift timelines, turn this video off right now. Just go ahead and exit and leave, okay? Because I promise you, during this video, and by the time this video is over, you will be in a new timeline, okay? I promise you. I know it 100%, because what I'm going to be explaining is the truth, and you know it's the truth. You will resonate with this truth because it's the true power that you hold, dear one. It's the true power. And everybody's looking for a change, right? Everybody's looking for the change in the world. Well, Michael Jackson said it the best. Change the man in the mirror first. I'm going to start with the man in the mirror. So that is what we're doing today. We are starting with ourselves in the mirror, so we can make the huge shift that we wish to see in the world as a collective. As I give this information, it is to empower you for your own personal hologram, your own timeline, so that you can move into your highest reality in the now moments. We're going to be talking about time today. We're going to be talking about analogies of people who have gone beyond the mind, the programming script, the artificial reality that they tried to implant you into, so that you can become in your full supernatural ability, your full actualization of God's source. That is huge. That is huge. So please put a like on the video if you are coming into the message. Welcome. What's up, the monk and Dietra? So good to see all of you. So you are instantly shifted by watching this video, because right now, as you're watching this video, you are remembering everything that I'm about to tell you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hand you, okay, take out your hand. I am handing you your new 6-dimensional glasses. Yeah, we're not holding the 3-dimensional glasses anymore. Here is your 6-dimensional glasses. Go ahead, take them. Take them and put them on, okay? Your 6-dimensional glasses are directly connected to your third eye. Your third eye is your 6-dimensional chakra, which also connects into the 6-dimensional field. So this aspect of your consciousness is now turned on as you are watching this video. This is going to help you to see the truth of this reality, to help you understand the true mirror of this reality that you're in. Yes, it's all mirrors, okay? Welcome to the theater of mirrors. So the good thing about this reality is that it is bendable and flexible and changeable. So regardless of where you think you were before you hopped onto this video, everything changes now, instantly, right now. Because what I'm about to tell you is going to shift you. And I'm going to show you during this video how to shift right now out of that old timeline that was not serving you, that was not aligned with who you truly were. Okay, so we're throwing out that old movie, we're putting on our 6-dimensional glasses, and you are about to experience the best movie of all time. Of all time. And the great thing is that time is an illusion. There's only now. So we're going to that new timeline now. Laura Gross, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, we're cheering ourselves on, Laura. That's what we're doing. I love that. I love that. Thank you so much, sister. So I'm going to give you an example of how I instantly shifted timelines so that you can understand how to make this shift in your life. Because we're not victims anymore. That was the old earth, right? We're victim to our circumstances. Most people, they don't want to hear the message that I'm going to tell them because it can be triggering. When I tell you that you can instantly make a shift in your reality right now, that can trigger people who don't know their true power, who are scared of their true power. Because it calls you to take responsibility over yourself. When you see that this universe, your personal hologram, is a reflection of you, that can be a lot of responsibility. So if you're still watching this video, it's because you are ready. You are destined to shift your timeline right now. You are ready to take responsibility. That is why you're watching this video. So that is how we move out of the victimizer game, is we're not victims anymore. Therefore, we don't feel victimized by the environment, and then we don't put victimization onto others. We're moving into Christ consciousness now. We're moving into the higher frequencies now. We're moving into enlightenment now. It is the age of enlightenment. Yes, it is happening right now, and it's happening with you. So shifting your timeline is super, super easy. It's something that you can do right now with me today. We are going to do it. We have already shifted by you clicking on this video, and I'm going to show you how I shifted my timeline. So people ask me all the time, Ireland, how did you go from being someone who was an alcoholic, an addict, didn't have much going in her life, working a job that wasn't of resonance? How did I move from that timeline to the timeline that I'm in right now, where I got my dream job, I met my twin flame, I have abundance unlimited, literally. I feel like I'm just all the time supplied for, taken care of, money just comes out of thin air. How did I shift from that timeline, right, the finite, the phantom timeline, to a timeline that is our true divine birthright, and the timeline that I wanted to be on, not the timeline that they tried to give me, the one that I truly wanted to align with, which is all about aligning to your purpose and your passion. This is not about, your ego and, I just want to shift my timeline for money and material things. This is about shifting your timeline to your passion, shifting your timeline to find your soul tribe, shifting your timeline to feel the essence and the gratitude and the love that you deserve to feel on a daily basis, your true divine inheritance of those emotions. So the big shift that I did, that I'm going to teach you guys how to do right now, which it happens instantaneously, is what I did once upon a time, okay? Once upon a time, I was working at a gym. I told you guys this. Some of you who have been on this journey with me know this story, but I was working at a gym, okay? And I had a vision for myself. Obviously, my end goal was not to be working front desk at the gym. That was not my dream, okay? My dream was to be a YouTuber. My dream was to be a coach, was to help people. And so I was at that gym job, and I was learning how to shift my timelines every single day by envisioning and feeling myself already in the timeline I'm in right now during that time period at the gym. And I know that sounds crazy. I know that sounds like almost delusional, but that's how this reality works. You have to think of like a mirror. okay? If you're looking at the mirror and you see a frown, right? You're looking at yourself in the mirror and you see a frown. Would you go over to that mirror and try to change the mirror? Be like, mirror, change, change. No, you would change the person that is reflecting into the mirror. Am I right? You wouldn't be trying to change the mirror itself. You would change what is reflecting onto that mirror. So that's how this holographic mirrored reality works. That is what you have to do during this time period. But it's the most beautiful thing because it brings all the power that was out there, right? Oh, it's always out there. It's always outside of me. And it pulls it all back into your body. And it's so revitalizing. It's so amazing to remember this. You are remembering this right now. I know you are. Ariana, thank you so much. We are the powerhouse itself, all of us. Hold this. You are the almighty I am presence. You are the total. It is all you. Yes, Ariana, you are so right. It is all you. That is so empowering, Ariana. Thank you so much for your wisdom. I know all of you are very wise souls that are watching this, very, very wise souls. Please put a like on the video if this is helping you shift timelines instantly. We were meant to have this conversation today, dear one. You have now shifted into your highest timeline. So when I was working at that gym job, okay, this is why I'm telling you, warning, no going back, and to be careful about shifting your timelines, because right now you can shift very quickly with how fast the frequency is moving, how quickly we are ascending into these higher dimensions as a collective. Everything is going hyper speed. You're probably experiencing this already. Let me know if you're experiencing increased synchronicities, increased thought to form manifestation. So during that time at the gym, I was telling myself a new story. I was telling myself this job that I was going to was just charity, right? Because if I was a full-time YouTuber, right, why would I still be going to a job to pay me money if I was already making income doing what I love? So I told myself that the job that I was going to was just charity. I said, oh, I just love going to this job. It's charity. I get to serve. I'm all about service to others. And this is why you have to be careful, because I was at that job, and because I had that strong belief that I was doing that work for charity, I actually didn't get my paycheck for almost a month when I was in that mindset. Okay, because the universe was mirroring back that belief. Of course, it didn't look like that in the sense of they were affirming, oh yeah, you're just doing this for charity, but something was wrong with my check. They couldn't find my check anywhere. They're like, I don't know, we're gonna have to call corporate. We can't find your check. Weeks would go by, 2 weeks would go by, a month went by, and then I finally got my check, and I was like, wow, this is how powerful our beliefs are that we have about our reality, and really holding in the now moment to shift your timeline. So right now, dear one, right in this now moment, I want you to think of your highest timeline, okay? And again, your timeline, your highest timeline is directly connected to your passion, your service to the world, right? That's when I think of my highest timeline, I think of myself moving higher and higher into more service, impacting more people. So we can always continue to reach more people. But the great thing is that instead of thinking about, oh, how can I get this destination? It's about embodying who that person is right now. That's another thing. As much as we visualize and we see it in the now moment, because there's no time, there's only the now, we also embody the attributes, the characteristics of that version of ourselves. So let's say you see yourself in the future, you see yourself as a very motivated, successful individual who has very high impact on other people. Would you still be sleeping in? Would you still be irresponsible, drinking on the weekend, not taking care of your body? No, you would be turning into that responsible person in the now moment. No, I already am responsible. I already am determined, dedicated. strong willpower inside of me in this now moment. That is key when instantly shifting your timeline, is taking all those attributes from that future timeline and bringing them into the now. That is who you are now in this now moment. So that is huge for instantly shifting your timeline. So for a very long time, I was already a full-time YouTuber before I was actually seeing that externally mirroring back to me. But remember, we're all about changing what is reflecting into the mirror before we see the reflection back in the mirror in this holographic reality. So that is key during this time, is changing the internal. So right now, I want all of you to be in this highest timeline version of yourself right now. You have all the characteristics, you have all the energy right now that you would be feeling, that frequency. It's turning up in your body right now. Yes, you have to start getting into the habits and the understanding that your emotion, your state of being is key in shifting, right? If you're still depressed, if you're watching this right now and you're like, oh yeah, it won't happen for me, right? You're still feeling sorry for yourself that you're not where you want to be in your life. Well, that's not the frequency that you would be feeling if you're already shifted in that new timeline. So now that you're shifted in the new timeline right now, what is the frequency, the feelings that you would be having? Because it's already happening right now. Remember, there is no time. We think that there is so much time in the past and the future aspects, right? And we're constantly creating, usually predicting the worst for the future. But when we remember that the power is in the now, and we can hold all this energy in the now, we actually don't have to wait for it. That is powerful. Remember, you have your 6-dimensional glasses on. It's all happening through your third eye, which is your true laser beam into the hologram. So this is powerful, because now in this moment, everything changes. And again, this is not in an egotistical way. This is about you aligning to your highest version so that you can be of the greatest service to the world for the new earth. That is what it's about, dear one. That's what it's always been about. So warning, no going back. You are already shifted in this now moment. You're already in the new timeline. Yes, the timeline that you were thinking about when you clicked on this video, your dream timeline, your highest version that you know yourself to be, because your higher self is always giving you visions and reminders of who you really are. That's already now. In the now moment, you're feeling it. You're feeling the frequency of this new version. It's already happened. You've already shifted, dear one. Yes, it is here in the now moment. So this has shifted you now instantly into the new timeline. And the way to hold this energy, okay, right? Because you might get off this message and be like, oh, I'm back to square one. Or, oh, Ireland, I've already tried this before. Okay. And what happens is we tend to get into a distrust with ourselves when we attempt something and then we end up not fulfilling it, or we don't see it materialize in the world. We tend to stop trusting. We stop trusting the universe. We stop trusting ourselves and our ability to be the creators. And that creates, again, more of that victim mentality. So how to move out of that victim mentality, how to just fully let go and surrender, is to detach, okay? So if you're feeling a lot of resistance right now, that's okay. That's okay. If you're just like, Ireland, how can I be this person? How can I shift into this timeline? Like, you want to believe it. You want to believe, but you're having a hard time because you have some resistance, okay? And that's totally normal. It's totally normal. So when that resistance comes up, okay, that's the moment that you let go. Yes, dear one, you let go. You say, you know what? Whether it happens or it doesn't happen, I am sovereign inside of myself. I'm free inside of myself. It's that mixture energy. Remember, it's that mixture where you're putting your intentions out, right? Because you're a creator. You were made in God's image to create. So you're creating, but it's also this beautiful surrendered state that you're in, where you're kind of just like, I am so heart-centered right now. I'm so good within myself. God has filled me up so strongly. I'm so fulfilled in the Christ energy, in the Christos, that it doesn't matter really what happens. I'm so detached. I'm so full of the lights inside of me that I'm good no matter what happens. That is true freedom in the now moments. That is how you can start to release all that resistance and those negative emotions that try to stop you from being in your highest timeline. That is huge. Rosemary, thank you so much. I appreciate that, sister. Oh, I love that. I love that emoji. That's cute. So it really is this sweet balance between the two, okay? That is key in instantly shifting your timeline, okay? And just know, again, it's normal. It's normal to have a hard time to really understand your power. It takes repetitive reminders. That's why I'm here to be your reminder, dear one. I'm here to remind you of what you already know. You already know this information. I know you do. You're a very powerful, wise being. You're a divine being. You're just here right now watching this video because you want a reminder of the truth. I am your reflection. This is the highest part of your consciousness reflecting back to you the mirror of the truth that you know and that you hold inside of you. You are the universe, dear one. There is a nebula inside of your eyes. Have you ever looked at your eyes? There's a nebula inside of your eyes. Yes. In your brain, you have a galaxy. Have you ever looked at your brain and the neural networks, the wiring, compared to the galaxy itself? You are the universe, the reflection, your veins, everything. You are a part of the one. So take your power back inside of yourself. That is huge during this time period. Remember, there's different rules with how you view reality coming from that belief that you hold. Okay, so I'm gonna give an example. I'm reading an amazing book right now, a very amazing book right now. It's called The Holographic Reality. And it's talking about miracles. It's talking about things that, right, from our old 3D mind, we couldn't even think to understand of how this would be possible. But I'm bringing this information so that you start to remember this reality. You start to remember your power. So there is this man, okay? Well, there was. He's gone now, but his name was Marian Dejo, okay? Marian Dejo. He was a man, okay? This is crazy. He was a man that would go on stage and perform, and his assistants would take a fencing foil, which is a long sword, and they would take the fencing foil and they would stab it through his abdomen, all the way through his body, completely through his body. A knife would go all the way through. You can look this up. This is not a joke. This is not a conspiracy theory, okay? You can look him up. This really occurred. This really happened. He did this many times on stage. Some people would literally start going into a heart attack watching this, okay? But when he got stabbed, okay, there was no blood, no pain that he felt, and he had no ruptured organs. Tell me how that's possible. Tell me how that's possible if we're not living in a holographic reality that's determined by our beliefs. He had the strong belief that he would not get affected by that fencing foil. So, right, the mirrored holographic reality showed him that truth that he held dearly about the way that reality works. He bended time and space. That's what I'm here to tell you, dear ones. That's your power. That is your power. Another woman, she had visions of an angel with a sword on her heart. She kept telling doctors, I have an angel with the sword. I see it so clearly. I see it so clearly. She would even write it down. She would show images exactly where that angel with the sword was on her heart. Okay, this is gonna sound crazy. When she died, they did an autopsy on her heart. The 2 doctors that did the autopsy swore that that angel with the sword was on her heart. I am not lying. This is not cuckoo for coconut talk. This is the holographic reality that we live in. Do you remember now, dear one? Do you remember the truth now? The mental images, the man in the mirror, the frown. We are not changing the external. We're changing the reflection. We're changing the person that is reflecting into the mirror, not the other way around. That is the truth, dear one. That is the truth. So that in itself is like mind-blowing to me. I am going through so much change in my life by understanding these truths about this holographic reality. I've already known this before, but I'm getting even more reminders as the frequency is starting to go up. So remember, dear one, you can shift. You already are shifted in this now moment, okay? You've already shifted because you're already that highest timeline, that timeline that you're wanting to shift into, where maybe you have big impact on the world, right? You have your dream life, again, not in an egotistical way, but in the way that is your true divine inheritance of your ability to have what it is you want in the world, okay? Which means you should be able to have freedom, right? You should be able to do what you want to do, right? And be supplied for. That's the way that the universe works. As you serve, you are taken care of. You are provided for. As you change and upgrade yourself and become more in your Christed self, right? And this goes into relationships. You manifest a mere reflection of you in that other person. That is how I found my twin flame. I became my greatest version. And then that version of myself reflected back to me in the highest timeline. That is your true twin flame relationship. You see the reflection between me and Michael. We're very similar, very, very similar. Again, it can reflect in weird ways with relationships in terms of shifting. If you're in an empath and a narcissist, you might think, well, I'm not a narcissist, so how am I having a mere reflection of a narcissist? Well, we all know the empath and the narcissist. There's different things that you are reflecting back to each other, okay? So shifting your timeline, relationship, career, body, health, service to the world, whatever it is that you are wanting to shift into, it's already now. Yes, the time is now. It's here right now. So feel the energy, right? Because if you're in this highest timeline, you're going to be feeling ecstatic. You're going to be feeling alive. Even just the essence for me, when I was going through this process of shifting my timeline, it was more so just the remembrance of this power that really made me feel alive. Because through our imagination, when we're remembering our divine power to do this, to create, that in itself is beautiful. That in itself is magical. Somebody asked me yesterday, Ireland, how did you really make this shift, right? Like, how did you shift? And you know what I told them? I said, I just had the belief and I had fun. I had the belief in myself that there has to be higher, right? You're watching this video right now. You have the belief that there is better for you because you love yourself. You respect yourself. You honor yourself. And you're telling yourself, there is greater. There is more in this now moment. I don't have to be in the past anymore. I can create now. So that is what you're doing in the now moment. You have the belief. You have the trust now in the universe, right? I just showed you how the universe works, how it's that mere reflection. And then you have that surrender. Then you have that letting go aspect. That's huge. Yeah, exactly. Zyla says we can make the portal. Yeah, I when I made that portal last time, right? Remember when we were making the portal and we were jumping through the portal, right? That's another way that we can move and shift into our highest timeline. So much changed. I was making that timeline and I was telling myself I'm the best coach. I'm a huge, right? I'm impacting lots of people. I promise you, 2 days later, I got asked to speak in front of people. I literally got asked to do a paid public speech 2 days after I had that belief and I made that portal. So it's not a joke. That's why I'm saying if you're ready to shift, if you're ready to change, okay, it can happen now. It's already happened. It's already done. You're already in your newest timeline. You've already shifted. Yes. Oh, Susan, thank you so much. Shine brighter than 1,000 suns. Oh, thank you, Susan. I appreciate you, sister. Yes, we are shining brighter than 1,000 suns. You are the sun, dear one. Yes, you are the sun. You're not the moon. Remember, wink, wink, you're not the moon. The women aren't the moon. The woman, the solar feminine Christ, the true Christ energy is inside of you. That sun, okay, right? The queendom, the kingdom of heaven is within you. It's right now. It's right now. All you have to do is to move the clouds away. Get some Windex on that mirror. The mirror's empty. Remember, the mirror in the hologram is empty. It's needing something to reflect into it. So move those clouds out that are blocking the sun, right? The clouds of self-doubt, the clouds of limiting belief systems, right? We all have them. We've all had them. But it's your willpower to move through the clouds, to let the light finally shine. That's what God is asking you to do, dear one. It's saying, please, please let me shine through you. Let's show the world the power of God's source, fully actualized in form. Show the world, child. So that is what we're doing. We're moving the clouds. We're moving all of the distorted scripts that we were given from this satanic matrix, the false movie, the artificial movie, the finite movie. And we're remembering our true power now, dear one. So during this time period, okay, if you have resistance coming up, maybe, okay, let's talk about the past really quick. Let's talk about the past, because naturally, how we look into the future, we base it off the past, and we like to predict, okay? That's the way the old 3D mind worked, okay? It was a survival mechanism. It was like, okay, if this happened before, then it might happen again. So let's make sure that we predict it, we think about it, so that we can make sure that we're alert into the future if something dangerous or traumatic were to happen again. So that is how a lot of us were in this 3D mind control, okay? It was an artificial time loop. This is how they trapped you in time, when in reality, you're a freaking time traveler. You're moving higher and higher. You're ascending. You're not being stuck in their reincarnation loop. Oh, just going through the false memory again. So the false memory, okay, again, was directly connected to the trauma-based mind control, right? And naturally, we hold those memories and we think that those memories are a part of us. But I'm here to tell you that you can change those memories. Yes, please put a like on the video if you're ready to change your past memories and the way that you relate to the past, so that it stops affecting you into the future timelines. This is how you instantly shift now. So with the past, okay, let's say you're like, Ireland, I've heard about this before. I've heard about it before, okay? Most of us have. Most of us know about shifting timelines. I know that I have heard about shifting timelines for a very long time. But here's the thing. Here's the issue, okay? Is that, again, it goes back to that trust, okay? When we don't get that trust built inside of ourselves, that deep connection to self and God, then what happens is that we tend to, again, think that the past, okay, the past of what has occurred is what is going to occur into the future. And we just naturally associate into the past. So for instance, okay, maybe you tried this before and you're just thinking in your mind, you're thinking, okay, I've already tried this, and you're having that vision in your mind. It didn't work. It didn't work. I didn't move to my highest timeline. I didn't get to instantly shift like Ireland did. Ireland's a liar, right? You might have all these visions in your head, okay, where you tried to do something and it didn't pan out the way you wanted it to pan out. So naturally, you start to lose that trust. You say, I must not be good enough. I must not be able to shift. Or maybe everything Ireland's saying is a load of bullocks, okay? So that's okay. That's okay to feel that way. We've all felt that way before, okay? We've all tried something new, right? Maybe you even tried to lose weight and then it didn't work out. You went right back into eating that junk food. You went right back into that unhealthy habit. And then again, you lost trust with yourself and your ability. Then you fully anchored that belief that you must not be motivated enough. You must not be good enough. You must not be responsible enough, et cetera, et cetera. It ingrains those beliefs in deeper and deeper and deeper. So it is a process of slowly pulling them out. And the way that we can do that is when you start having that vision, okay? So let's say you have the vision right now that, oh, I'm going to go back into that reality where none of this happened, where I didn't shift, or I tried and it didn't work in the past. Well, you can bring in high frequency into that memory. So when that memory comes up, you have high frequency into that memory. You're bringing love, you're bringing acceptance, you're bringing forgiveness to that memory. That changes the past. That changes the way that you associate with the past memory. And that helps to relieve a lot of the resistance. So try that. If any resistance comes up, maybe you're like, I've tried to shift, but you have that memory that it's not going to happen. That memory in itself, right, that you've had in the past, fuel it. Fuel it with high frequency, okay? That's going to help shift you. Ariana, thank you so much. It is in the knowing in your very own heart. You are the powerhouse, diamond Christed, pure light from all angles, well before the inversions and the distortions. Yes, Ariana, thank you so much. We are the diamond Christed powerhouse right now. You are already perfected, dear one. Thank you so much, Ariana. Everybody take your hands, rub your hands together like this. Okay, I want everybody to rub their hands together like this, 20 seconds, rub, rub, rub. Feel the friction, rub, keep rubbing. Okay, almost there. And now hold the energy. Just feel the energy. You feel that energy? You feel that frequency, that vibration in your hands? You might feel buzzing in your hands. You are energy, dear one. Start remembering everything is energy, okay? I know that this sounds crazy, but my spiritual teacher, my old mentor, okay, he actually told me of a man that he met in India, okay? And this man was actually able to manifest food out of thin air, okay? He was literally able to go like this and manifest the food out of thin air, sizzling hot. Okay, I remember my spiritual mentor being like, yeah, I wanted some spinach dish. And there was no such thing where they were. And so the guru guy, right? We're not into the gurus, but he was in India, right? Looking for that type of guru person. And the guy himself, he didn't speak at all. He said nothing. He didn't speak. Okay, a lot of these beings and then enlightened beings, they actually don't speak a lot, okay, because they're so tapped in. But he was able to go like this, and I swear to you, my spiritual mentor would not lie to me. He was able to pull a sizzling hot dish out of thin air. Okay, so that's the power that we're moving into. It's not just going to be that one man in India who's doing that. It's going to be all of us. That is how we're shifting. But it starts with the little shifts that we're making right now. Okay, it starts with understanding, reminding yourself of the holographic reality that we're in. And remember, you're in charge of your personal hologram. It doesn't mean that there's not dimensional blending and that there's not things happening outside of you. It's not about bypassing. It's not about saying there's not things in the outer world that are occurring, okay? But it's about changing the man in the mirror first, starting with the man in the mirror. Remember, Michael Jackson, shout out to Michael Jackson. He was an indigo. In my opinion, he was ascended and awakened, and that is why they took his life. And they made him seem like he was this terrible person. That's just my opinion on Michael Jackson. I think he was very awake. Tanya, thank you so much, sister. I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Jason, yeah, I know, right now I'm hungry too. I'm hungry too. You know, that's the power that we're moving into. Remember, Dejo, how was he able to get a full fencing fork through his body without damage to his organs? How? Tell me how. How do you take an entire fencing sword and stab it through somebody's body front to back and there's nothing? You're a galaxy. You are the universe. You are the mirror reflection. Welcome to the theater of mirrors, dear one. Remember this power. Use this power. You have shifted already in this now moment. It was your destined reality to click on this video so that you remember this, so that you are now in your future timeline. You're confident in this now, dear one. You're confident that you have shifted. That's key, is to be confident. And again, to have that willpower to say, you know what? No, this is the reality. This is the truth. That's what you have to do. You have to keep reminding yourself throughout the day, because it's easy to go back. I have to do this consistently, family. I have to keep reminding myself. Sometimes I'll be really good and I'll be like, yeah, I'm in my future timeline. I'm here. I'm feeling it. I remember my power. And then sometimes like 2 minutes later, I'll be like, oh, back in victimhood. And then it's like I have to like switch myself, like boom, like it's like I turn on a switch and I'm back. I'm like, okay, no, I remember again. So there's going to be moments where you're going to be going through that. That's normal, okay? That is totally normal, knowing that, okay? You're not, you don't have to be in the sense that you have to be perfect, okay? And the great thing is, okay, even if after this video you go back, okay, you can shift back like that. That's what I'm here to tell you. You can keep shifting back. And the more that you keep shifting into the present now moment, into your highest timeline, happening right now, acting as if, everything changes. You're building momentum into that new timeline. Amuti Thea, I hope I'm saying that right. I remember back some 11 years ago, the Matrix was doing the exact same thing it's doing now to convince me to huddle up and go after my dreams. Amu Thea, thank you for that, brother or sister. I really appreciate that. You know what, Amu? I feel you on that one. It's like we go through moments where we forget, we get busy, right? We get caught back up in the matrix. Maybe you have kids or you have responsibilities and stuff, and you forget this magic. You forget it. Even myself, I've been so into this higher information that I have not really been grounded in my beliefs and in my body. And just remembering this information has been huge. It's been huge. And it's like, no matter how far you try to like run away from the mirror or run away from this truth, this universal truth, you'll keep getting pulled back because your higher self is trying to bring you into this awareness. Okay, that's the beautiful part. So be willing to look in the mirror again on this process of shifting into your highest timeline. That's when the resistance could come up. That's when the shadows can come up. They're hiding from the mirror. There was a time where I literally couldn't even look at myself in the mirror. I couldn't even see my own reflection because I was hiding so deep in the shadows of my shadow body. So be willing to look at yourself. Be willing to see the things, right? When you're on this process, you're going to see a lot of your limiting beliefs. And sometimes that can be scary. Again, that's where people don't want to take responsibility for themselves because it literally pushes you to look into that mirror. But be strong, be courageous to look in the mirror, because once you fully see yourself, everything changes and you can actually start to see who you really are. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for being on this message today and shifting with me today. You are now shifted. Yes, it's already happened. You're confident. You have strong willpower now. You believe in yourself and you trust in the universe to deliver these beautiful things. Miracles are now occurring in your life. Yes, because you know what? When you naturally move into these higher frequencies, move into your true Christos, your true Christ divine birthright. Miracles are natural. Yes, synchronicity is a constant thing. So we're affirming miracles today. We're affirming all the good in the now moments. We are free now. You are free now. You have just been set free. I love you guys so much. We are going to have our Patreon group this Sunday. Link is in the description. We're going to be doing a hypnotic meditation. I am a hypnosis coach. I can help you shift into your highest timeline. We do it as a group, and then we have open discussion where we can talk, we can share, we can be that mirrored reflection to each other as a group. So we have a great community on Patreon. It's on donation basis. Click the link in the description. I will see all of my Patreon community on Sunday. I love you guys so much. Have a beautiful strong end, because remember, we're getting strong out here. We are not getting weak. Yeah, they tried to manipulate the words as well, okay? So, all right, get your 6D holographic glasses on and enjoy the ride, enjoy the dream. I'm gonna go back to dreaming now, okay? Namaste.